Today we're going to extend on what we did yesterday, so we're talking about equations, tables, and graphs again. And this time we're on page 47, so make sure that you set up your notebook so that it looks just like this. Today there is no warm-up, so just set up your notebook and we're going to jump right into your example. Your example today gives you the equation. I have to fill in the table and the graph. So my equation says y is equal to 2x minus 3. So I'm going to write that right up here. Y is equal to 2x minus 3. And so all I have to do is plug in my x values over here into my x. So what I mean is y is equal to 2, because that was what was in my equation. And then instead of an x, I'm going to put a negative 1. And then I'm going to finish my equation out. I know that 2 next to this negative 1 means multiplication. So 2 times negative 1 gives me negative 2. And then negative 2 minus 3 gives me negative 5. So my y value is negative 5. Then I want to put my ordered pairs off to the side here. My ordered pair would read negative 1, which is my x value, and negative 5, which is my y value. So now I finished the first one, but I have 3 more to go. So I'm going to do the same thing. Y is equal to 2 times 0 this time, minus 3. So 2 times 0 is 0, and 0 minus 3 gives me negative 3. So my ordered pair is going to be 0 and negative 3. And I got to do the same thing for the next one. The same thing for the next one, I just have to plug in my 1 this time instead of the other number. So I'm going to write my equation. Y is equal to 2. And this time I have a 1. So I'm going to place that 1 into the parentheses, minus 3. I know that 2 times 1 gives me 2, and 2 minus 3 will give me a negative 1. And if I wasn't sure exactly what I should be doing, I can create a number line. I can draw my number line at the very bottom, and in the middle of my number line I would have a 0, and then I would just go up to about 10, and that should be perfect. So you can do this if you're not exactly sure what it should be as your y value. So in this instance up here, I have to create my ordered pair. My ordered pair, I start with my x value, which is this 1, and I place that there. Then I take my y value and I place it in the y parentheses. Now I have one more, and so this is y is equal to 2 times 2 this time, minus 3. I know that 2 times 2 will give me 4, and then 4 minus that 3 will give me 1, a positive 1. So again, what I have to do is I have to take my ordered pair, and I want to create it right here. I'm going to take this 2, which is my x value, and I'm going to place it right there, and I'm going to take this 1, which is my y value, and place it right there. So now that I have my 4 ordered pairs, I can go to my graph off to the side, and I can graph this. So my very first one is negative 1, negative 5. So I go over to negative 1 and I go down to negative 5, which is about right there because it's right between that 4 and that 6. Then I go to my next one. I have 0 and negative 3. So I stay at my 0 and I go to negative 3, which is right in the middle of that 2 and that 4. The next one is 1 and negative 1, so I go over to 1 and I go down to negative 1, which is about right there. And then my next one, or my last one, is 2 and 1, so I go to 2 and then I go up to 1. So it's approximately right there. And what I want to do is I want to connect those points. When I connect these points, I want to extend that line all the way through that graph, just like I did. I'm not just connecting my points, but I want to extend it all the way through, just like mine. What I want you to do is I want you to take out the other half sheet that you have, and you only have 2 problems. There's one on the front and there's one on the back. And you may go ahead and log off of your computer.